Welcome to the Heavy Sweater Podcast. My name is John King. If this is your first time listening, this is the Heavy Sweater Podcast. It's a deep dive into the beginnings of Australian musicians and bands of the heavy fucking variety. Thank you for listening, first of all. And this week's guest is Nervous Light, but you already know that. You've fucking seen the deal. You've read the fucking thing. The title, the track title, whatever the fuck. You've read it. Nervous Light's on. Antony, Jordan, and Rich. Fucking so nice. All of them. Lovely fucking people. Absolutely lovely. Gems. Mwah. Chef kiss. They are gems. This is a great fucking episode. We get into their beginnings, and I didn't say this. I'll probably hit Jordan up with a message after I record this, because this is the intro. I'm doing this on the 30th of December, 2021. We're in the past, so yeah. Fucking time travel and shit. I'll hit Jordan up about this, but this was a fucking great episode. I want to do another podcast with Jordan and go over, like, just fucking cool wrestling. I want to make that a bit more of a focus on this, just for me personally. And also, like, fucking wrestling's sick. So if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Huh? How about that? Huh? Yeah. Fucking get that up here. No, but seriously, Nervous Light. Great fucking band. Coming from three committed, passionate musicians from fucking killer bands all through Brisbane. Jordan in Arrivals and Malibu Stacy. Antony in Malibu. Rich was in Name of a Ghost. We actually spoke before the podcast about how Name of a Ghost was supposed to play a show that I was playing when I was in Either Divide, and the headliner like put together a group chat and was just like, oh fucking we're doing this, and Rich just turned around and was like, nah, fuck that, and left and pulled off, like dropped off the show. It was bullshit funny, like absolutely one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen in my life. And I brought that up when I fucking saw him, and we had like a good laugh about it. But yeah, great fucking people. Great people. They've got a bunch of fucking songs out. They've got killer fucking music everywhere you fucking listen. Check out the singles Haunt, Outsider, and Patterns. Fucking killer band. Not a fucking crazy heavy band, but they're a fucking sick band. And also, personally, we share a bit of a deal. Nervous Light's first, like, radio exposure was the same as Shokan's. We shared the New Noise segment on Triple J, Short Fast Loud together. And yeah, if you want to go fucking listen to that, you can listen to me say fuck on the radio, and that's fucking cool. So yeah, and then also listen to Nervous Light as well, because they're fucking sick. So with all that being said, it is Wednesday. It's not fucking Wednesday. Why is Wednesday? It's because I literally just watched AEW Dynamite, because today's Thursday and they start every episode of their show the way I start every episode of my show, with its insert name of day here. You know what that means because of John Huber. So with all that being said, it's Sunday. You know what that means. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, mate.
Good, man. How are you?
Good, yeah.
Doing live.
Well, there's
Just gonna run straight in like we haven't been talking for 10 minutes.
Yeah. When I first started doing these, the intros were always like super awkward, because they'd be like, hey man, and it's like people I've never met before, and it was like cooked, and I had to be like, we're friends even though we're not. Yeah. But there's three of you, so we'll get into each person and introduce yourselves.
Cool. I'm Jordan.
Antony. Oh, well, my voice blew out. On recording.
Have another drink of your water,
Antony.
mate.
I'm Rich. We're Nervous Light.
Yeah, blow up on recording.
It's sick.
You got like a great track record for interviews, hey? If you're not saying massively inappropriate things, you're blowing out like a child.
One day.
Sick. Well, we'll get into like the beginnings of like heavy music for all of yous, and like you can take turns, and like the first heavy-ish band you remember hearing. We'll start with you.
First heavy band I remember hearing.
Heavy-ish band, like, doesn't have to be like Dimmu Boogie or whatever. It's like,
Well, well, that's the thing. When I do reference of the first heavy band I ever remember hearing, it's the Black Dahlia Murder, but I must have heard something before that, so I'll have to say like Tool.
okay,
Yeah, and for the alternative metal would
Sick.
be the first heavy band I heard, I think.
fuck yeah. Do you remember like the situation?
The thing I remember is my sister had a boyfriend, and this dude was like more like an ice addict than like anything else.
Fuck yeah.
But like I remember opening a closet and pulling out a Tool CD and seeing it, and then I remember hearing it like years later and going, yeah, what the fuck?
You're lucky it was a Tool CD and not like a fucking ice pipe.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah, it could have been.
Your life could have gone two different ways.
That's all right.
You might not have been here right now.
That's the good thing. It was a Tool CD. That's it.
Cool. Well, we'll go with you now, Anthony.
I was talking to Rich about this in a way. I think mine was Prom Queen, which is weird. Obviously,
That's
growing up
fucking
in the UK,
sick.
like, I don't know if they were very well known in the UK, but a local band called Scrapbook Heroes did a cover of Say Goodbye.
Fuck
So
yeah.
they did it like twice as fast, and it was fucking sick.
That's so
I
sick.
remember like this rules. I went to my local like CD shop like we actually had back in the day, and bought music recently deceased, and that was like I just wanted to be a butcher from there.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That's so sick. Prom Queen is such like a wild pull. Because like they don't get talked about on here very much. Like everyone's like
Really?
Parkway, and I'm like,
Nah.
I was always a Prom Queen.
I was a
kid.
Prom Queen guy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was saying
always.
I didn't listen to anything when Crafter was in the band though.
Yeah.
And like, I just was kind of obsessed with Butcher, which he's now a firefighter. I remember talking to
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
He came up as like a suggested friend on Instagram like
That's
a couple
wild.
of years back. And he was like,
That's so wild.
his bio was like ex-vocalist, like now firefighter. I was like, that's Butcher helping you like save your house.
Yeah. You're like,
Sick.
I see you at like a PCYC at some
And
point.
he's in the UK though, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he went
like,
back.
Yeah.
Hectic.
Yeah.
You guys just swapped.
We did. I am Head Butcher. In nervous like.
Cool. What about
Damn,
you?
we'll never get
That's
that
why my
graph
voice-
feature now.
That's why my voice keeps blowing out. Just all the heavies, bro.
I tried to think about this the other day. I'm pretty sure like the first like remotely heavy thing I heard was Linkin Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Classic gateway band.
Yeah, because like they were like big enough here where like you just put on like video hits on
Yeah,
Saturday morning and
yeah.
you'd be like a one step closer video
or
fucking
like-
straight to the dome.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
so yeah, I'm pretty sure it was them. And then
Okay.
like that just led me down the path of like listening to like music that was like guitars and like screaming vocals.
Yeah,
And just
really
went all
changed.
into the like everything from metalcore and then like into like all the emo bands.
Yeah.
I think it all stemmed from Linkin Park, I think.
Sick. And then like you just said then you found it on your own, but did you guys like go looking for it afterwards, or was it like a bit of time in between and then in?
I don't know, man. Like, alternative population in my hometown was pretty shit. Like,
Okay.
We're pretty much like, we're known for cattle and cider.
Sick.
So, I mean, like, one of the only, like, emo dudes
Yeah.
in my town. And just walking around like this. The first thing I actually got was Guns N' Roses, and I just fucking hated it.
Oh.
It made me pick up guitar for the reason I now hate Guns N' Roses. My mum was like, "This is good music," and I was like, "Cool." The shit thing was I loved it for years. The reason I still play Switch on my head terribly, but
Sick.
I think I just wanted to have something different. So I think I just kind of like started going to shows and that local band covered Prom Queen. I was like, "That's fucking cool."
Yeah, that's fucking sick. Cool.
Definitely. Like I remember, like younger hearing that, and then I remember hearing like some rap and stuff and liking that, and then hearing heavier music and going, this is what it is. But on that Linkin Park point, I think that's what really opens it up too. Like pull me into that, and then going, heavy music. All right, let's explore it all. And then just having, in my time was like, I would have a CD in my CD player, and I'd swap one with a friend, take that home and burn it, and have a Windows Media Player and get into music that way. So yeah, I definitely was chased.
Because I think I went like a little bit like more in reverse. Like Linkin Park was the first heavy band I heard, but then I got more into like pop punk and like emo bands and stuff. And I don't think I got back into like real heavy music until like Prom Queen and Parkway and that sort of stuff started to come out.
Did you guys have the stage I kind of forgot about Linkin Park, to be fair. Like, I think I remember talking to you, I don't remember if you had this in New Zealand. We had something called like Crusties, which was like I'm 30 years old. Like we had like Sum 41, like Linkin Park at the same sort of time, and the market sold like bootleg merch. Rocking like baggy jeans, oversized Linkin Park hoodie, those like fabric belts where it like hangs down in the middle.
With like you gotta feed it to like a seatbelt almost. Yeah.
And then like a fucking like a metal chain on your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you guys called it here. We called it Krusty in the UK.
Are we called
Definitely
like,
not that.
chain, like wallet chains or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was just like the vibe of like people that were into nu metal.
Yeah, I think it was like the first time I like
metal.
associated though with the subculture of those.
Yeah.
Like you could look at that person and go, oh, they listen to that. Like,
Yeah.
Didn't have that in New Zealand.
You didn't?
No. No, it was either like farmer or emo, basically.
emo farmer. I really love my crops, bro.
Gets his
But I hate
cows.
myself.
Gets his cows to listen to Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the farmhouse.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sick. And then, like, from, like, listening to that music, what makes each of you be like, I think I can do that, and then want to pick up an instrument? Because you all play something in Nervous Light.
I don't know. Hey, I think I just wanted to give it a crack. And
Okay.
like my like family, like were always like, because like I've come from like a pretty creative family. Like my
Okay.
uncles and stuff are all like musicians or like artists and stuff. So like it was always like encouraged. Like if you're interested in that sort of stuff, like they would like push, like not push it on you, but like they'd facilitate it.
Okay, fuck
So
yeah,
like
sick.
I always had like guitars and like keyboards and stuff around the house. I just essentially like taught myself. Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go play that thing in the corner there.
That's so sick. That's killer.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I was going to say it was actually the opposite for me. So my sister's creative. She's an artist and she painted, whereas otherwise wasn't too much. And then what I did when I was about 16 or something was I used to play Magic the Gathering all the time.
Fuck yeah.
This guy at the card shop, I used to go every week. This guy at the card shop once mentioned that he had a bass guitar he wanted to get rid of, and I was like, I'll have your bass guitar. I'll give you all of my cards for it.
Oh.
So I traded like $2,000 worth of cards or more. It's worth probably thousands now for like this Ibanez sound gear bass and an amp for it. And I basically have given up so much of my life at the time I was 16. It wasn't that much. And then what I did from there was taught myself how to play bass.
That's so sick.
And then just someone showed me what a guitar tab was, and I went, oh fuck, I don't need to learn music.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I just sat
That's
there
a
staring
game
at the
changer.
numbers, just figuring out stuff, and then I was like, cool, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Joined a band with some, like, it was 3 girls that were in the band with me. They didn't know how to write songs. I didn't know how to write songs. So what we used to do was like, I'd figure something out, and then I'd kind of show them what I was playing.
Yeah.
They would do theirs, and then I'd be like, right, and then it should go from, it would do this, and then it would do this, and then it would do this, and I'd like, okay. I remember writing lyrics because they didn't have lyrics. And I would like write like lines up and down on the words for like the melodies and try and guide them
that's
through that
insane.
way. Yeah,
Whoa.
it was really weird. And then like after that band found more musicians and then got taken under the wing of other musicians and went from there. Yeah, but I mean, getting up on stage the first time and really feeling like that's who I was. That's
Yeah.
why I love to play music. Yeah.
Sick. That's crazy. That like that's like I'm assuming you were still in high school then. Like
Yeah.
that was your high school band trajectory where like a lot of other people it's like these are my friends. You're gonna play this. You're gonna play that, and then nothing happens. Where like you're just like doing the work.
Yeah,
that's
man.
fucking sick.
Yeah, dude. Funnily enough, on that, I mean, when I joined In the Name of a Ghost back years ago, I met those guys online. They had some demos up online, and I wrote a song to one of the songs.
Okay.
Like I wrote lyrics to one of the songs, and we jammed through, and I did some weird screams along, and I went, "Hey, do you guys have this track?" I'm like, "Yeah, they play." I'm like, "Play it." So I screamed the whole song. I'm like, "That's what I would do for that song." They're like, "Wow, that's crazy." And I'm like, "Yeah, can I join your band?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay." And then, yeah, then we go start.
What about you?
I'd love to say it was some super profound thing, man, but
Okay.
like, honestly, I just want it to be cool.
Yeah,
Like,
sick. Cool.
like music has never come naturally to me. It's something that like these guys can testify to the fact. I get fucking frustrated by it all the time. I just wanted to like. I think my first show I went to was like, this is wild. First show I went to was my camp.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, like, it was
That's
sick.
wild.
I don't remember that it was a Wednesday, November the 11th in like 2004.
So like before like the bang. of
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
That's
like,
wild.
Yeah, like 3 Cheers had just come out.
Yeah. And on a
Um,
Wednesday, play a Wednesday.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But yeah, Newport like fucking social club or some shit.
That's insane.
Sounds fancy.
But I just remember like wanting to be Frank. Like Frank Harris so bad.
He's
but
the
then
fucking
like
best.
just getting into that, and I had like your shitty like Encore Strat that like was terrible, got covered in stickers.
Yeah.
And then I found
Sick.
Blink, and like, I think I joined the band because there was like a school and again, my town being very small.
Yeah.
Like there was a school presentation evening, and like it was a different school. They were playing a Blink cover, but they they didn't know any guitarists or singers, so they like just had a bassist and a drummer, and they were like, yeah, we want to do this Blink set for like the school presentation night. They're like, we don't know anyone who plays guitar, and I was like, I thought it was Damn It, like, so I learned Damn It, sung it, and like did it at some random school presentation evening. And then our band kind of started from there.
That's sick.
But that was funny. That was I've told you about this before. That was the show where my mate's mum tried to pay me like £20 to say he fucked her because we changed the timing structure.
Yeah.
And I changed it. He touched her. She's like, "It's not even your school. Just say it." And I was like, "No, I can't." But no, they like, yeah, that was a shit band. I'll stand by. Dude, we were called the Shrinking Violets because I think there was a flower shop near my mate's house that was called that.
Oh yeah.
You said ooh like it was good.
No,
we didn't even think
this
it was
it
good.
just reminded me of a band from my hometown called the Violet Pillars.
Oh, fucking cancel them.
Yeah.
But no, I just remember like, dude, no one's gonna listen to this. So Josh Smalley, who was like the drummer, his like dad was like this like failed DJ and just like put all his like
that sounds incredible.
Nah, it wasn't sick, but he like put all his musical focus on. He put all this focus onto his kid and like. So basically, it was just this one dude.
You have to
that
succeed
played
because I
drums.
failed.
Yeah, it was sick for us because like he was just like, yeah, I want this kid. And he's like, yeah, and he soundproofed his garage and shit for us.
Wow.
They converted it. But Josh was shit at drums. This dude, we had to get
telling you
tape
said that.
drumsticks to his hands.
Oh, fuck.
Literally. But yeah, like we just played really shitty like main covers and like
That's it.
plus 44 covers. And
Plus
Sunshine-
44
and
is
Sunshine
like
through the rain.
underrated as fuck.
But yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
That was kind of my interest in music. Was just like,
Oh, tell him about your first show though.
oh, that's pretty fucked though.
It's so funny, but it's so funny.
That was with that. So there was this like, there was a pub in Hereford called the Herdsmen, and it was sick because you could be like 12 or 13, and they just did not give a shit. You could buy beers, you
Sick.
could get drunk. It was fine, and we played our first show there. And I got stolen like a tuner that night. Before like anyone knew about pedals and fucking gear and shit,
Okay.
I turned on my like 10-watt little like custom combo that I got with my Encore guitar.
Sick.
But no, we played a set, and it was literally just Blink covers plus 44 covers, like one or two originals, and we finished our set. Oh, I didn't even tell you that. Sorry.
Yeah,
Everyone's
you're skipping like a really important part.
part of it. No, basically like I was 13, 14 at this point. And yeah, walked in. The C-bomb is a really, really, really bad word in the UK. Like you want to get into a bus stop, you call someone a cunt, and like it is guaranteed.
Unlike here, it's
Yeah,
it's
like,
very
it's
endearing.
sick. I love it. Like, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But no, I got
As,
up on
as long as it's
stage.
followed like before like sick or mad. If you put dog in front of
I
it,
feel
then
like you
you're
can
in
just say
trouble.
cunt to you and it's fine. But yeah, no, I got up on stage and I was like, everyone move forward. I was a real late bloomer, so that's literally what my voice sounded like.
Sick.
I was like, everyone move forward. No one moved forward. I was like, fuck you then, you cunts. Everyone left the bar. Like, just this like random like emo dudes studied down the shit, like up
Fuck
there
yeah.
calling everyone a cunt. They all left. We finished our set and the promoter was like, oh, you still got 10 minutes to fill. The next band's not here yet. I was like, we literally don't have more songs. He's like, well, fucking come up with something. And I just turned to Josh, who Josh has still got, like, even for a show, drumsticks gaffed to his hand at this point. And I'm like, bro, just play a beat. And we a-cappellaed The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's incredible.
And everyone walked back in that had previously stormed out, danced, everyone was fucking stoked, everyone was like, yeah!
You saved all
Nah,
of that.
this guy's alright actually.
Yeah.
It was so strange, man. And that was like, I was like, yeah, music's cool. Should play more shows.
A young Will Smith.
Should definitely write more songs. That's why I don't have to a-cappella Bel-Air ever again.
That's
But
incredible.
that was it, and then slowly increased what I was doing.
I feel like if that happened to me, I'd be like, that's my peak. Like, I'd be done there, drop a C-bomb as an emo, which is revolutionary for an emo to be that aggressive.
Dude, I
Like,
just literally remember watching people like shake their heads, and like our guitarists, like mum and dad, were there and stuff. And it's like,
is that the
No.
same guitarist mum that was like, say he fucked her? Or
no, we had a
Oh.
different guitarist playing. Ricky was gone.
I feel like she would have frothed it though.
Yeah, she would have been stoked. man.
She
She
would
would have been the
"Here's
one buying us
$40."
beers and
Yeah,
stuff.
you get 40 quid that night.
Yeah, I would have been stoked for that. But, nah.
Sick. Well, you've just transitioned to the next thing with like your first band to play shows. That's incredible. So, pop punk for you,
There's
dropping
more
C
cream
bombs.
from there.
I can't wait to
It only
hear
gets
I can't wait to hear it. But where do you two guys start? Like in getting, like you already said yours, but like your first band that was like a scene band was Name of a Ghost.
In Brisbane it was, yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
like I had bands in New Zealand. My first band was called Dressed to be Kidnapped.
How do you dress to be kidnapped?
Oh, with op shop like second-hand clothes and terrible like 2000s emo haircuts. So that was my first band. Then I joined a band called the Vixens. So that was like before I moved to Australia too. They were like a power pop kind of band.
Okay.
This band was crazy. So it was based around this dude. He would write songs, and then they had electronic drums and synths and guitars and bass. What we had was a band with a drum machine. It was like a Dr. Rhythm. A dude on a synth, me on bass, and another guy on guitar. He had a 7-string guitar, loved his metal, loved Deftones, loved like Slipknot and all that kind of stuff. I made a heavy band with him after that. But anyway, that band was crazy because it was like synthy songs, but you would never know when we played live what tempo the songs were on, because the singer was just, I don't know what the fuck, well, I do know what was up. He was taking party pills, because at the time in New Zealand, party pills were really, were legal. So you just buy them at the shop, and you'd be on party pills all the time. But you would hear the song, and you would hear the beat start. It'd be like, would start the beat.
Yeah.
I'd look at the guitarist, and we'd like kind of get the tempo. We'd be like 140, and we'd just be like going like this. What the hell's going on? He's like singing really fast, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? The song would end, and then the next song would be slow.
Fuck.
So hardcore then.
Yeah, except it was weird. Like there was a dude on synth playing synth and stuff, and yeah, it was crazy.
It sounds like an experience.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Is that one of those little like red ones that looks like a painting palette? Is that what I'm remembering? That little drum machine thing, that little red.
Those ones are like black, but there's heaps of different.
Yeah.
This was like an original sort of one. Band after that was called Famous Last Words, which was like a chaotic hardcore style band, except like chaotic hardcore wasn't really around. We'd only just heard the Chariot, so we're playing like
Yeah, let's do that.
power chord like kind of stuff, and then like just throwing our guitars around. But it was cool. We like that band was crazy. Like at the time, I was going to like youth church with some guys, and we got offered to play like this like Christian festival, middle of nowhere. Fucking Skillet played it. So like
the Christian band,
right? Yeah. Boy, it was crazy, man. Like, and this is like a crazy memory, but like this, they had a main big stage where all these big Christian bands were playing, and then they had this alternative stage. And I remember just playing to this like room full of like gothic emo / Christian kids, and we're just going nuts. And then it like finished, and they're like, "Oh, if you go through to this room, like there's food in there." And the like dude from Skillet was in there, and he's like, "Hey guys, you guys playing this festival?" We're just like, "What the fuck's going on?" It's like, "Yeah, we're playing this today." Yeah, and then that band broke up, and then I did vocals in a band called Death Stands Where Life Stood.
Okay.
So that was my first time as a vocalist, because
I still assert that's a fucking cool name.
That is
thank you very much.
Cool,
It's a Bring the Horizon.
Oh, so is it a Remy reference?
Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't even know that. Like the drummer at the time goes, "I got this band name. It's this," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." Posted online, and all these people just like, "Bring me the horizon, bring me the horizon." We had a song name though. It was cool. It was Your Last Name Isn't Sykes.
You told me about this the other day, actually.
It's like a
Yeah,
call
we
out
were
to
talking about
like
this.
back in the day when everyone would call their name like Rich Sykes or I don't know, Jordan Wentz or something.
MySpace
like that.
culture.
Yeah, that's it.
MySpace was
That's
revolutionary.
it. And then moved to Australia, did the Name of a Ghost. Then I was in Old Town for a while, like 5 years, and then left that band, and then no, it's like
Sick.
and then solo acoustic stuff as well over the years.
And what was the transition like going from just playing instruments to being a vocalist?
So good, you don't have to pack up shit.
Every
Like,
band I've been in,
yeah.
I'm just like doing drums, or now I'm playing guitar. I'm like, I've got to settle this shit up, and they're just like fucking around. I'm like, do you want like my new vocalist? I call him Blister because he shows up when all the hard work's done. Like legit.
Yeah, man. I used to milk that though, because like I'd like play the show, be buggered. They'd just be moving gear, and people come and talk to me. So I was just like, yeah, I'm talking to people. It's fine. I need a hand with the gear.
I'm the
Yeah,
social
this.
man.
Yeah, I do the social stuff. It's like,
I'm making the connections, bro.
that's it. But then like going back to having gear and shit is all, like, especially going to band practice, because you finish work and you have to go to band practice, and you got like all this gear, carry that on the bus and everything like that. So I definitely prefer being a vocalist, but playing an instrument on stage it was a reality check coming back to it after like years of not doing it.
It's so different though too. Like it's like I still like it's the first band I've done like started properly vocally. And I say to you guys, it's like a big struggle of mine. Like I'm still hidden behind an instrument, but then putting
Yeah.
myself out there
Yeah.
vocally is fucking terrifying. Like, hats off to anyone who can just be like a straight up behind the mic front man.
Just
It's like,
going.
that's fucking terrifying.
I even hate sound checking my mics. Like I do backing vocals, and I'm like, you do it. Like
Yeah,
I don't
I hate, yeah, dude, I feel
Yeah,
you.
I
I
hate
hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, there's no music to hide behind. There's no like energy to like build you up.
No.
You just have to be like, ah.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, because when you do that, like a scream or something dry into the microphone, when there's
Yeah.
just people watching, it's like, and like your band's gonna be shit.
Yeah, I would be the exact same. But I'd be like, can't fucking wait. Like, yeah. Cool. What about you, man?
My first band, I think, was All My Friends at Sea, which I just like.
What a band.
Yeah, I can
Bigs
say
up-
they were good
bigs
because I
up
was in it for
Sunny
like 2
Coast.
weeks.
Yeah.
So it's a great band.
It needs to come back hard.
Oh, oath, dude. But yeah, I just kind of fell into that because like I was mates with all the guys in the band, and like I went to school with like Chaz and Mitch, who were also in Countdown Armageddon, which is like
Okay, yeah.
the best band to come out of Brisbane ever. And obviously Chaz is doing like great shit now with like Whatever Forever and Justice and stuff. But yeah, that band was like real like 2010 metalcore, like just all about like clean vocals and like screams, synths and stuff.
Middlies and
And like because I knew how to play like piano, I think Ed was just at my house one day and I was like, oh, I just bought that microcorg. He was like, do you want to join the band?
Is Jack still got that
Amazing.
microcorg?
I don't know where the fuck that microcorg is. Hey,
we should
I
bring the
asked
microcorg
Jack for
out.
it back like a while ago, and he was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure it just lives at the Brightwater house now." I'm just like, "Can you get it back?" He's like, "No."
This is a call out to Jack Marsha if you're listening.
Get
back
my
the
microcorg, dog. But yeah, I just like learnt all the synth parts and stuff for those songs, which were pretty minimal. It's like 2 parts per song, so I was just doing the old the classic synth play. You play a part and then you just headbang for like 3 minutes. But yeah, I think I played like maybe 3 or 4 shows with that band, and then they like helped out with like writing some of the stuff for the EP that was coming out next, and then like they just kind of realized like, oh, we can afford a sample pad now. So I was just like, yep, fair.
Yeah, backing tracks and sample pads ruined keyboard players.
Oh, 100%, bro. It was like in like a 6-month span, like I got kicked out of my band, Josh got kicked out of 4 Year Strong,
like
fucking old mate was gone from House First Hurricane.
It's like the self-serve checkout of Woolies take over.
Yeah, 100%. Sample pads and the self-serve checkout of the music industry.
That was sick. That's such a perfect reference.
All those boomers are like, they're coming for your jobs. The fucking
Yeah, I know
the
it.
sample pads did.
All the
They came, they
MySpace
saw, they
keyboard
conquered.
players.
And what did I do after that?
Oceans of Atlantis.
I always forget about that band. Hey, I just basically did like another band that was like pretty similar.
Okay.
Like never played a show. I think there's like maybe 2 songs floating around the internet somewhere, along with like 2 different sets of promos. Like I think we had more photos than we did songs because 2010, bro. Gotta pat that MySpace page.
Sure. That's all it was about.
And like that didn't last long because I think like the main songwriter like moved away and like I didn't really want to do it anyway. I was just doing it to hang out with my friends. And yeah, it was after that. I can't remember how long after, but me and Bergie wound up starting Malibu.
Yeah. We'll get into that because I've already spoken to Jack.
Yeah.
I did one with him and he was like, I was Toowoomba hardcore and then Sunny Coast pop punk, and I was like, fuck yeah, because Malibu was sick. I remember when I moved
Thank you.
to the Sunshine Coast and I was like, just like hanging out there, and then someone was like Malibu Stacy, and I was like, that's a sick name. Like, that's a fucking killer name.
If it can ever get spelled right.
Yeah, Jerry, if you're listening.
And then I checked out the EP and I was like, this fucks so hard. Like, it's so rad.
Yeah,
and then like the word on the coast was like Malibu sick, but like you weren't doing anything at the time. I think like it had just like died off.
Yeah. When was that?
Like 2017.
Yeah, that'd be
2018.
Yeah, we would have been
What
pretty
was that
quiet
EP
by then.
even called before internet?
International.
Oh, Leave You Behind.
Leave it behind. Sorry, yeah.
With the Polaroid on it.
Yeah.
That was like 2015, I think.
I don't know.
Or was it 2016?
That was a fun EP.
That's a great EP.
It's sick.
I wish we put more into production on that though. I'd like to have heard that.
maybe
the
the
production
phone.
level of internet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry to anyone that bought the phone.
if we did that at the brain.
Terrible. Dude, we used this like, was it in New Zealand? That
Yeah,
company we
it
paid.
was.
We paid this like small company in New Zealand to do it. And I think it was, I don't know if it was a combination. It just wasn't mixed very well for record or for whatever. But like, Rich bought a copy.
No, I didn't. I won a copy.
Oh, you want a copy?
And
Sorry.
I waited for fucking years.
Not bad.
It was so good though.
But and it's an 8-inch too, isn't it?
Yeah, it was
It's
like
an
some
8-inch,
weird
which is
size.
weird as shit.
Yeah.
I think that was Jack wanted it to be like a bit weird. Yeah, I think that's probably why we went an 8, or is it just?
It was just because of like that's what they could make
Yeah.
with like the length of the record. I think,
But
it was
it
like
was
vinyl
fucked.
production like wasn't that big
Nah,
here at the
no,
time.
yeah.
Like it was still early
And it was
days of like vinyl coming
expensive
back.
for like the
Yeah.
30 or 40 copies or whatever
Oh,
we did.
dude, it was.
But the volume on the whole record just goes up and down,
Yeah,
up and down. It
it's
slows
terrible.
down in sections, like it
Really?
speeds up. But it was cool. It was cool that we had something
It's
like
cool to
that's
have your
sick.
music on vinyl, I
hard.
guess.
Yeah, for sure.
It just
That's
sits on my
cool.
shelf. I've never played it
Yeah,
because
mine's
one person
framed
told me
up.
it sounded bad, and I was like, "Cool, I'm never listening to it. That'll hurt
That was
myself."
probably me.
Yeah, more than likely.
So, how does that band start?
Pretty much just from like Sunshine Coast hardcore, like going to shows and like at the time like everyone in the scene was just mates. Like
Yeah.
everyone was always hanging out and stuff. And I just started hanging out with Bergie, who's like the bass player and like the
Okay, yeah.
other like founding member,
Yeah.
I guess. And we were like pretty much like the only 2 people on the sunny coast who were like, yeah, pop punk's cool. It was like just surrounded by people who just want to play breakdowns and shit.
Yeah.
And like he was in like a heavy band at the time that was like kind of just ready to be done. And
Yeah.
we were just like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's just start a pop punk band. So it was like for ages it was just me and him like trying to find people who would do it. And like he had a couple of friends who were like in another band, but just like super like just those really annoying people who are good at everything musically.
This is the long stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
And like, so yeah, real good musicians, like had all this like production gear and stuff in their garage at their house. So like we started the band with them and just like started writing stuff. Like early on we went through like a lot of different people coming and going though. It wasn't probably till like Jack and stuff came in and you where like it kind of solidified.
Yeah, that's kind of when we actually started doing some. Like I followed Malibu. Like I see growing up, living like 17 to however long on the sunny coast. Like I sweated Malibu and I was like, this is just fucking sick.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I didn't get to be in it. That was pretty much like Jack and I. It was kind of funny. We used to joke about how like you lost 2 fans but gained 2 new members because like Jack and I just sweated the band, and then like Jack joined probably like 2 or 3 months before me. Was
I
it
think
a
so,
little
yeah.
bit further than that? Yeah, I can't remember. But
Would've
that's
been,
definitely
yeah.
when shit started. Like, I guess it was finally like you actually had a full band of people that knew what we wanted to do, and like
Yeah, like we're all on the same page.
yeah, and that was fun. We did some fun stuff with that band. Like, got to play some interstate shows.
Heaps of cool shit. I think you're playing it down a bit, but it was sick. Yeah.
I don't think we did that much cool shit. Like I had fun.
The
But,
second
like,
show was with Real Friends for me though, which that was
Yeah,
fucking
that's kinda cool.
wild.
Yeah.
That was back when like Real Friends were like pretty big in the pop punk scene,
Yeah.
and that was fucking terrifying for me.
yeah.
Like I'll be honest, I don't really play in that show. I got really drunk for my nerves, which I don't do anymore, which is weird. But yeah, like that was fucking wild. That was cool. Like, but I feel like back then the pop punk scene was so much like the local scene in general was better for that genre, so there was a lot more support for that type of stuff.
Yeah, like it wasn't. There wasn't. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like in Brisbane wise, like.
But you have bands like Columbus and stuff in Brisbane too.
Yeah,
And
but like the thing with them is like they broke out real quick and just
Yeah.
started going everywhere else. Like that, like they would obviously still draw a crowd in Brisbane at the time, but
Yeah.
and still do now. But like specific to that time, like
Yeah.
there was only like a couple of bands that were really doing pop punk
We got
in
some-
like in Brisbane anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it was fun.
Sick.
We make it sound like it was the most like boring, torturous thing.
No, I had a
I
great
guess we
time.
just did it for so long. We're just like, yeah, it was cool.
I think that's it. Hey, I'm just like so detached from it because like I did it for so long. I'm just like, yeah, I had a good time.
Like, we did that show a couple of years back. Actually, Rich played on that show a couple of years
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and that was
Sick.
kind of the catalyst for like Nervous Light. To be honest, though, hey,
Yeah, there was because
Yeah.
it was like
Like-
this was fun.
Jolib and I had already been like talking about like starting a new band. And we're like, man, we don't know who the fuck we'd put in this band with us. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we were even like rewriting anything about them. We were just like, we want to do
No, we
this
were just like
type of
talking about
music.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
I
yeah,
feel like we just talked about it for ages.
yeah, it took a long fucking. I think it was at the start of COVID. We actually kind of were just like, yeah, all right, we probably should.
Yeah.
Was it before?
I feel like it was like the January of 2020.
Yeah, like just before.
Yeah, because I feel like you played that show with us for Malibu, and then we were like obviously we knew you and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But then I think that's when we were like, oh, Rich is sick. Like Rich can play bass,
Well, yeah.
and then it just went from there.
Although I mean, if we're using Malibu songs to prove that I can play bass, then
Yeah.
shit. Was that on? No. I didn't play that.
That was a fun show.
That was so much
That was a
fun.
really fun show.
Man, I did a bass flip that night till I hit the amp behind me. That's so much fun.
Do you remember we came out of that show? Then we're like, we're gonna do so much more.
But it didn't play
And then we
another show
didn't.
for like a year.
Yeah, we played like another Crowbar show like a year later.
Yeah, and that was
Like,
it.
we're gonna do so much. Oh,
That's what happens when everyone lives all over the place.
Yeah, you got, you know, Jack's busy doing comedy stuff and Brightwater, which that stuff's cool.
Very
that
cool.
stuff's very cool. I don't know if you
Excited for people to hear it.
Brightwater stuff.
I've watched like the stuff he posts with like Beer Shark and like
Yeah.
just his like comedy stuff in general. And he's fucking hell funny.
He's
Very
mad talented.
hilarious,
Yeah, like I'm very excited to hear what he does with Brightwater because that shit's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And he's put a lot of time and effort into that.
Yeah, I didn't get to hear it, but when we were talking about it, I was like, this sounds like it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, it's sick, man. He's a technical as fuck guitarist, so it's all like emo-y, like,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
like modern baseball-y with like tiny moving parts guitar.
That's
shit.
sick.
It's, like,
Fuck
It's
yeah.
very cool.
it's very cool. And then yeah, you got Bergie in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I think
That's basically
he's teasing new stuff. He told me the other day he's doing something, but he won't tell me what.
Cryptic.
And then Dylan Randall, like our drummer, he's now in like a pop duo with his brother. Like he plays bass now. Hey, it's like
Yeah. Based on like some vocals.
yeah, and they do
Sick.
like this like pop duet thing.
That's fucking sick.
Just bouncy as shit.
Yeah, cool. Sick. Well, before we get into like, you just got into it a little bit, like the beginning of Nervous Light. We'll get into your like come up through like playing in bands and stuff because you came from the UK to Australia. And what was that like?
Oh man, it was just more cringeworthy stuff.
Sick.
So I, like,
Can't wait
Love
to
it.
hear it.
I spent ages wanting to be a heavy vocalist, and like it's something I want to explore again recently. I've been chucking like a random screaming every now and again. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And like, just like I came here. I think metalcore was such a big thing in Australia. Like
Yeah.
I moved out here when I was 17, so that was 2008.
Okay, yeah.
So obviously like peak like. Don't Close Your Eyes had just sorry, not Don't. Yeah, it was Don't Close Your Eyes had just come out. Or Horizons had just come out.
Yeah.
The Parkway.
Would have been Horizon.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
it would have been Horizon,
2008, I
Yeah,
think.
I think it was like 2007. I remember seeing it on like MTV's website.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, was the one with the
Drive.
phone was the dun 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 dun.
I
You
don't
can
know
see
what
my
the fuck
arms
you're
moving in
talking
this podcast. So, for anyone who's
blast
hand
beat.
drumming. Yeah, I think I just came here and was like, I was already kind of into metalcore, but more like I just wanted to be fucking Blink-182 or Mike.
Yeah.
When I lived in the UK, came here, I was like, oh, metalcore is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a band called like nautically themed here, Raised by the Tides, who were like just this straight up metalcore, like
Fuck yeah.
programmed MIDI drums.
Yes.
Like
The thing about Raised by the Tides is like the songs were cool, but they sounded so shit.
yeah, but the fuck part is like we listened to them back. What was it like 6 months ago?
Yeah.
And you were like, these are actually pretty cool. Like if you
Yeah.
put these out properly at the time with good recordings, like they would have been alright. But it was just like just real straight. And I wasn't a terrible vocalist back then, but I wasn't a good
Yeah.
one. And we didn't have like good gear. We recorded like one of our first songs through a gaming headset.
Fuck
Like I
yeah.
literally cupped a gaming
That's
headset and
sick.
sung.
I feel like it was the time though, like Tomb of Doom, Fuzz
Yeah,
Slayer,
dude,
sounds
yeah.
like shit, but it's the hardest song of all time.
But it was sick. Like it was cool. Like we never played any shows. Like we were kind of like Cohen, who now is like a country session musician. Like he's
he's
an
killing it, eh?
incredible guitarist, man. And he's just like I'd come around, he'd like write this hectic song, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll scream to that.
Sick.
And we got a song played on Triple J, which was wild because we got like song
yeah.
name of the week because we had a song called I Hate It When My Wolfpack Gets Stuck in. I hate it when I get stuck on a roof in Vegas and my Wolfpack can't find me. Just when the hangover just come out.
Yeah.
And we got played on Triple J for like best song name of the week, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's
sick.
But it was like
That's
this
fucking-
We're going to the moon, boys.
terrible compressed MIDI drums on radio.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But then I didn't really do anything for a while, and I went back to the UK for like 2 years,
Okay.
and then came back and kind of Malibu started. I think I just pushed my own way into Malibu, to be honest with you, because like I bought an Ibanez because I was so used to playing metalcore.
Yeah.
I bought this like Ibanez G series shit.
Fuck
And I was
yeah.
playing like Funeral for a Friend, 2-hand tapping, and
Sick.
like trying to play trying to play Prom Queen and stuff. That was the chair.
Yeah, squeaking
But no, and I remember like I had is it the HM1, like the heavy metal pedal that like you turn on,
yeah.
and instantly is the most compressed fucked like metal tone in the world.
Are you talking about MT2?
That's the one,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
metal zone.
Yeah,
the boss like black and
the
orange.
black one, like the glittery black one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I had
sick.
that.
Scoop them.
And I remember posting a
Yeah.
picture, and like I'd already known Bergie, and you guys obviously before I went away anyway. And I think Bergie just commented like, "Bro, you should learn some Malibu riffs." He was probably just telling me to like learn them, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll be in your band." And like, I don't think that's necessarily what he was asking. And I kind of learned, and I like remember going to that show you guys played at like Nambour PCYC or some shit. And there was just like a foam pit out the back, and it was fucking sick.
That sounds rad.
And then I think over
that was a sick show. That was with
the Electro Kid.
Yeah, with the Electro Kid. There's like, it's a PCYC, so they just have like all this gymnastic stuff just like sitting out the back.
And that was the green
and then
room.
that was like the green room. So we were just like fucking around, and then the other room had wrestling on. It was like the best night of my life.
There's that photo of Jack and I from like the wrestling or bands thing. It was like a sign.
Pick your
It's like,
poison.
oh, I don't know. That would have been a tough one for you to choose.
Yeah, I nearly pulled out of the show.
Yeah. But no, I just kind of like went my way into Malibu and then went from there, and then we did all that shit with that, and then kind of nothing happened for a long time, and life situations changed, and then Jolly and I kind of were just like, man, I miss playing music, but I don't want to keep doing that anymore. I'd love to do something new. Like, I'm going to drop nothing nowhere here. Like, we were both sweating that dude hard, and now Rich also sweats that guy. Like, pretty good. It's like probably the reason we initially went, man, this guy's music's fucking sick, because he does the whole like synth blended with guitars and stuff, and we're like, oh, that's kind of cool. You don't have to do this in like a cheesy ass way. And we kind of got together and we're like, this is sick, and then it went from there when Rich got involved. So
fuck yeah.
What would you guys describe the overall sound as? Because like, I've listened to it.
Like, people ask me that all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm informed.
Don't we just call it experimental? Because honestly, like, we've only put out, 3 songs now?
Yeah.
And like each one of those is different, and then we've got like another 10 songs banked. They're all fucking different too.
Okay, sick.
Like there's like trap, rappy songs. There's like, like the next single is like a straight up emo worship. Like, what was his working title? From First to Last Worship.
Yeah.
So sick.
Like, I don't know what you would call this. Like,
I don't know, a melting. It depends on the song.
I think we
you know
do.
what I mean.
What does our bio say?
What is it, boys? It's like, I guess it says like experimental hardcore / emo.
Yeah, like
Depends.
experimental post-hardcore / emo or something.
That sounds like like listening to the 3 songs that are out now. I'd say that's probably like the most accurate description.
Oh,
I think I asked someone the other day. I think it was Andrew Jeffrey. Like, because I was like, I think it was when we played Greaser. I was just like having a drink with him. We were talking to someone else who like hadn't seen our set, and they were like, "Oh, like what do you sound like?" And I was like, "I don't know. What do you think, Andrew?" And he said like, "Oh, just like new wave emo punk." And I was like, "That'll work.
All right.
I'll go with that."
I opened my feed and the first photo was someone wearing a Nervous Light shirt.
There you
This
go.
is someone.
That's pretty sick.
And a baby.
When you said Andrew Jeffrey, I know who you're talking about, but in my head, it reminded me of my partner's mum's ex-boyfriend who has "people equal shit" tattooed on the side of his head.
Oh, that's hard as fuck.
No, this Andrew Jeffrey is much more lovely.
Yeah. I know
It's
who you're
like
talking about
me
now.
almost getting the tribal S tattooed on my leg. I sweated Slipknot hard when I was like 15, 16, and I booked in the tribal S from Slipknot on the side of my leg.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck
underage, tattoo shop took my money.
Yeah, fuck
Man,
yeah.
honestly, straight up, if you had that, I wouldn't be your friend.
No, fuck, I wouldn't be my own friend. I would have chopped my leg off, man. Fucking honest to God. Like, it was, I'm so glad I backed out of that.
That's so funny.
But back to, sorry.
Don't be so
what was I talking about? But yeah, like that, I think that's like the cool thing, and like the reason that the band kind of came together how it did was that we could just do whatever we wanted,
Yeah.
as opposed to being in like a band that's kind of pigeonholed into one sound. Like just being able to be free with like your influences and like just be able to do whatever you want, because like especially as a new band, like there's no preconceived notions of like what you're meant to sound like, so you can just do whatever you want.
I think it works in our favour too. Like, it's cool because we just don't, like I said, we don't put the pressures on, like, if someone will start to write, like Rich will show us a song and we wouldn't go, oh man, that's way too poppy or that's too heavy. We're like,
exactly.
fuck, if it sounds sick, it sounds sick. It doesn't matter if it's not the same as other Nervous Light. Like, if it's sick, it's sick. That's all that matters. Like, if we think it's sick, that's what matters to us, essentially.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah, to be creatively fulfilling and like keep you more interested in the product for longer, like the more open to every sound you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. That's why like it's so easy for us to write as well, because like you're not, like, Name of a Ghost or like Malibu, like you're not like, oh, okay, got to write another pop punk riff.
Yeah, got to write a metalcore song.
But I like that people are starting to get that though. Like Tim Wheaton the other day, he was like, "Oh, it's very obvious that you guys just write for yourself," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's kind of exactly how we want to be perceived. Like, we're not trying to write to try and go, hey, we want to push for this audience or we want to push for this audience. Like, we're just, if we think it's sick, and then we go from there.
It'll translate because it's coming from like a more pure place creatively.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah. Sick. Well, we've got into like heaps of shit and we're about 41 minutes. So we'll get into like top 5 bands for each of you, and then socials, and we'll fucking shut this bitch down.
Do you want me to go first then?
Yeah,
you
Alright. Top five. I thought of it immediately.
Sick.
So I mean, AFI.
Fuck yes. All right. Which AFI album?
It's Sing the Sorrow.
Fuck
'Cause
yes, it is.
It's right on that cusp of like
The bit
old punk,
yeah,
and then like new kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Oh yes.
And then like it kind of
Fuck yeah.
it really drops off a little bit after that, but I mean it's still all good.
Yeah.
And then I like the newer stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely Sing the
Sorrow.
Sorrow. Yeah. 2 would be Silverstein.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
That'd be like Discovering the Waterfront, because it's, you know, same sort of thing actually.
Yeah.
That's right smack bang in the middle. It really blew my mind because it was that I'd heard screams and emo and stuff like that, and then that was like a really cohesive version, but you know, Victory Records bands.
Yeah.
That was really good. Bayside as well, definitely. Seen them lots of
best.
times, and I never thought I'd ever get to see them in my life. Got to meet them, got to like awkwardly, you know,
Fuck yeah.
walk up to them and say some shit, and they kind of went,
Be a
"Alright."
sweater.
And then
Like, hey,
and then
man.
they remembered me the next day, and they're like, "Oh, that's that guy," which was cool for me
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
kid,
fuck
you
it,
know,
yeah.
from New Zealand. I remember being a kid and listening to them, going, "I'll never see this band. I'll never
Yeah.
see Silverstein. Never see Bayside." Is that 3? Yeah, Bayside, Silverstein, AFI. It'd be the Mars Volta as well.
Okay.
Because that was one of the first CDs I ever bought.
Sick.
Deloused in the Comatorium. I was like 14, and I had a job at like a restaurant. They paid me $10 an hour under the table. I got my first pay. I went to the music shop, went to the like alternative section. I recognized the album.
Sick.
It's like $44.50 or something. So
Holy
expensive.
shit.
Yeah, man. Dude, actually.
44 fucking
Yeah, man.
dollars.
So, dude, import CDs in New Zealand were not cheap. Like, to get, like, a new... So
Shit,
I remember,
it was
like,
LimeWire.
buying a new...
Yeah.
Oh, it did. It was also that because you couldn't like, you couldn't find records in New Zealand either. Or albums. About $45. Anyway, Mars Volta. And then, like, 5 is Tool and A Perfect Circle. Cause,
Oh,
yeah,
I
you can't
love A
stop.
Perfect Circle.
Yeah, big fan
So
of
much.
that.
13th Step is incredible.
Very good record.
Yeah.
My pick is Murder Nomsa, the first one.
Okay,
Because it's the
yeah.
first one I heard.
Yeah.
And I, funnily enough, thought it came out after 13th Step. So I was like,
Oh.
this is such a better album. And then you're like, oh, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
13th
Yeah,
Step for
13th
me
Step's-
because Geordie White.
Oh, yeah.
I froth
Yeah.
Twiggy
Yeah,
Ramirez
so-
because
yeah, man.
I'm a Manson sweater.
Yeah.
And I love
man. He
Manson.
did good work on that.
Yeah.
That's it. He
Fuck.
almost joined Metallica. Like,
Yeah,
he tried
yeah,
out for Metallica.
That documentary is so toxic.
It is.
It's beautiful.
This is the best shit.
Yeah, I watched it not that long ago,
Yeah,
and
I've been
I was just
rewatching
cringing
it.
for like 2 hours straight. I'm like,
So good.
fucking, you're grown adults.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
they then put out like a class on Facebook where it was like,
Yes,
Yeah.
how to be
Hey,
a
like,
band.
how to be a band.
Yep, and I was like,
It's
what a
like-
bad example.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Watch
the,
that.
the worst example. Fuck.
Yeah, some kind of monster, but do everything the exact opposite.
Yeah, literally.
They just
That's-
they're like
that's the
having
class.
tantrums. They're just
Yeah.
like,
Straight up, man.
And then their psychiatrist is like, I'm going to move closer. and they're like, don't. And he's like, I've already sold my house. And they're like, you're fired. And he's like, oh. Yeah. It's incredible. All right, what about you, Bill?
I couldn't be able to put them in order.
Okay.
But Blink-182 for sure. Obviously, like Tom era.
Yeah.
Anything past that, it's all right, but
Yeah.
it's not Blink. Purely because like they just like they resonated with me because like the same way that Linkin Park like got me into heavy music, they're the band that like got me into like guitars,
Yeah.
like and like punk music and stuff like that.
They made it look cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're kind of like the soundtrack to my youth. Then it'd be the Wonder Years, similar to like if Blink was like the band of my youth. Like I think the Wonder Years kind of took me through my adolescence,
Yeah.
and it's sort of like it's kind of like that more basically just taking that but like maturing on it.
Yeah.
All the Soupy's life lessons and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Third, it'd be Nothing Nowhere, I think.
yeah, he's
It's like I'm absolutely like just love everything he does, and at the same time, like he just like his stuff really opened up my kind of musical world. Because like I can't remember who it was. It might have been Nick Hagens actually. Like one day, just like shared one of his songs on like an Instagram story. I was like, oh, what's this? And then I clicked on it and I was like, what is this?
Oh yeah, I think it was Giles Higginson.
It might have been actually, yeah,
Got me
either
into
Nick or
that, yeah.
Giles. And like, yeah, listening to his stuff just like sent me down the rabbit hole of like listening to all that sort of like trap punk, like emo rap sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
you
is
know
now
all
like
your
fucking,
obscure emo.
now is like more, like probably more than half of what I listen to on the average. Probably, then we go Alexis on Fire, I think.
Oh, yes.
Got to be, yeah,
Perfect.
definitely up there as far as heavier bands go. And then, Last, I'm gonna go. I know we said bands, but I'm gonna go with artists, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
absolutely Taylor Swift.
T Sweezy.
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck yeah.
Only in the last couple of years, I think I've really committed to being a Taylor Swift fan.
Okay.
Like I've always been like, yeah, she's cool, she's got bangers, and then like Folklore and Evermore came out, and I'm just like, this woman can do it all. I'm a full blown Swiftie now.
Are you legally allowed to be a Swiftie after your cease and desist?
Oh fuck! Why don't we get into that story? All right, I'll back All right. Legally, I think I can. Yes. Yeah. So
Disclaimer: we are no longer doing this Taylor Swift.
disclaimer: it's nothing weird.
Yeah.
So when I was in, actually, we didn't even really get into it. So like when I was in Arrivals, we had a song that came out like around the same time as her 1989 record.
Okay.
And the songs shared the lyric of "Can't Stop, Won't Stop."
Okay.
I can't remember what our song was called, but it's like in "Shake It Off."
Okay.
So like I was like, oh, you know what would be funny? Let's like put out a T-shirt with Taylor Swift on it.
Oh.
So I just like made it up in Photoshop. It was just like a photo of her with like our logo over her eyes, and it said like "Can't Stop, Won't Stop," like Arrivals, Brisbane, 2011 or whatever.
Yeah.
Put it out online, like sold tons of them. And then one day Andrew just gets an email that was like forwarded from Big Cartel.
Fuck.
It's just essentially like there was no like formal like attachment or anything, but it was essentially a cease and desist from like her copywriter saying like,
fuck.
hey,
That's
you need to take these down right now.
That's
I was just like,
incredible.
oh, all right. But yes, and then they just became like we had to like take down like everything we'd posted about them, like on all of our social media, had to take them down for sale. So they became like a black market, like under the counter sale at our shows.
Sick.
Like, you got the Taylor Swift shirt? Like, yeah.
We leg him outside in the car.
But yeah, like I've got that email just like saved in my inbox, and like
That's
I will
incredible.
one day like print it out and frame it in my house.
Yeah, that's fucking
I wonder
sick.
if Jake Gyllenhaal owns one.
Oh, maybe.
Just send it.
If he does, he can burn it. Dumb dog.
Yeah, he was in Southpaw, man. It'll fuck you up.
Cool. What about you, Anthony?
I'm gonna go with the standard Blink-182 as well. Like I said before, that was the sort of first band that I ever played a song off live.
Yeah.
My Camp. I'm surprised you didn't say My Camp.
Oh, yeah, I probably should have, hey.
Like I'll be honest, I didn't like anything after Danger Days, but like you bought me your
The
bullets.
stuff after Danger Days?
Yeah, it's don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah, like you bought me your bullets and stuff. Like first release, fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like
If I was gonna have a sixth, they'd be it.
yeah, like I remember like really liked him. He did that little like documentary about how they wrote like Skylines and Turnstiles. About how he was like a cartoon writer and watched like 9/11 happen and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking like obviously the event wasn't cool, but I was like,
The story's
fucking
cool.
Breaking
cool.
news,
Like,
Anthony thinks 9/11 was cool.
definitely not.
For my camp, there's a podcast that Kevin Smith did like years ago with Mike.
Oh, with Mike and Gerard. Yeah.
Oh,
And he
really?
talks about it's so fucking good. He
Yeah,
talks
that's
about
great.
that and like coming up and like their first like introductions into
Yeah.
music. It's so
Yeah, I remember
fucking
that.
good. Yeah.
Dude,
So I'm like,
went
I
to
love
that.
Mike Ham and I
And
fucking bored
Kevin
Kevin Smith,
Smith.
so it's just
Oh,
like,
the
this is
best.
the perfect podcast for me.
yeah.
I went to that first My Camp show dressed in like they used to wear the black with like the
Yeah,
tie.
yeah.
But I couldn't find a red tie. I had a yellow tie. But I literally went to that show dressed as them like that era.
Did you do the strip of black eye makeup?
No, I did
Okay.
beg my mum for
Couldn't
chucks.
make the
though.
commitment.
Like literally begged for chucks. My mum, like, I love my mum, but she was like, she was fucking very supportive of my emo phase. But
Yeah.
I wanted chucks, and she
Bless
was
her.
like, you will beg me for chucks. We were in the middle of this shop, and she was like, you will beg. I was like, no, I'm not going to beg you. And she started to walk away, and she was like, you will beg me. And I got on my knees at like 13 years old. I was like, please, mum.
She made you
can I
sing
have some
for her.
chucks? Yeah, yeah. Please, mummy, can I have some chucks?
That's so.
But I got him, and it was worth it. But then, yeah, Gallows, but like, again, specifically Orchestra of Wolves and Grey Britain, like, Wade's great at what he normally does. but
Yeah.
Let's leave Gallows alone, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Orchestra of Wolves are fucking sick. Like, I think Bergie does, like a band that always reminds, like, Orchestra of Wolves, the actual song itself, Bergie's like, that song always reminds me of you.
Yeah.
And I got the wolf head tattooed on me, with My Name is Casanova, like,
Fuck
yeah, that band is just fucking sick. Like, I think one of those like Kerrang bands from like growing up in the UK where like,
Yeah.
I remember watching a show where like Frank's just a fucking savage.
Yeah.
And just watching Frank play with this like Halloween wolf mask on his head and just like punching cunts and like jumping on shit. I was like, that's, and he's still fucking same.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
He's
sick.
a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing Nowhere for sure. I don't think this band would necessarily be a thing if it wasn't for Nothing Nowhere. So
Probably not.
yeah, like definitely
Bless
up
you,
there. Bless you, Joe. And maple syrup. Nah, dude's just a straight up like crusher. Like he hasn't written anything bad in my opinion. I'm gonna change what was my last band. Or I'm gonna go an even split. Neck Deep, like early era, like ran in July. But actually I'm gonna change it in our own words.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Yeah, another band that just can't do anything wrong. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but like in our own
No,
words.
I've heard the name.
Yeah,
but
very.
not
They
the name.
appeared on like we got Joey on like a Malibu song before they like kind
fuck.
of
Yeah,
blew up a little
sick.
bit more. Yeah, just again, just a band that can do everything, and they're all just like incredibly talented, like
Fuck
just
yeah, sick.
ridiculous. Yeah, not a single bad song by that band.
Sick.
They're just very inspiring, especially vocally. I think Joey kind of made me be like, I want to sing more.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for sure.
Such a fucking good singer. Hopefully this is the year. This will be the album where they'll blow up.
Yeah, that
I've said that for the
one
last
new
4
song,
years.
they're a very underappreciated band. Like,
Okay.
like we always joke how like if you've got like myself, Jordan, Andrew Cook, and like Aaron Sturt in a room, that's the entire like Australian inner Owners fan base, like right there. I think didn't Cookie like send them a photo or something?
I think so,
That's right.
But yeah,
Cool.
those
And then-
five for sure.
Sick. And we'll get into socials for band, personal, whatever.
I'm pretty sure all the band ones are just Nervous Light AU.
Sick.
That's Twitter, Instagram definitely is. I'm pretty sure the Twitter is. I've been neglecting that recently.
Plug your
PayPal, nervouslightou@gmail.com. You just want to send us some money. That'd be real good. We got to make a lot of content in the new year. It's expensive. Give us money. Obviously, you can hit up our Big Cartel and stuff as well, which I think is the same, like Big Cartel
It's big
/ Nervous Light AU.
Yeah.
Or you obviously get the links from Instagram and all that sort of stuff.
Click all my links.
Yeah. Go to the link tree, click on all of them. Stream the music, buy the merch, like the page.
Tell your mums.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely
tell
tell
your
your
friends, tell your mums, tell your dads, tell
Um,
your dog, tell your
Not
cat.
big on dads.
Sick.
Pass on the dads.
No,
Oh,
Big pass on dads.
Yeah.
Dad's on the ladder. Music.
that's our genre, non-dad.
There we go. That's some music. Isn't it?
Cool.
Done for another fucking week. Huge thank you to Jordan, Antony, and Rich from Nervous Light for being on the podcast. Like I said in the intro, I'd love to do another one with Jordan and just talk about fucking wrestling and shit. I think that'd be fucking sick. But yeah, go check out their music wherever you fucking listen. They've got 3 killer singles out right now. You can check them out on Instagram at NervousLightAU and check them out on Facebook at NervousLight. Go see them in fucking person. Whenever they're playing, go hit up their socials, find out when they're playing, go see them live because they're fucking sick. Great fucking people. So yeah. And if you like what I'm doing over here with the podcast, please share it, tell a friend, like, subscribe, follow on wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Podcasts, Tidal, wherever the fuck you listen. Yeah, and I'm on fucking Instagram and Facebook still, so go check that out at Heavy Sweater Podcast, and I share fucking updates on the podcast and me when I cook, when I barbecue, because I fucking do that. I make a mean pulled pork. I make a pulled pork that'll make you pull your fucking teeth out. It's that fucking good, and you won't even need teeth to eat the pulled pork. It's that fucking soft. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm that good. I'm that guy. I'm the barbecue king. I'm the fucking king for a reason, boy. Or girl. Boy or girl. I don't give a fuck. Barbecues for everybody. I fucking cop this shit. My vocalist, Jake Kennedy, Ashley Lowe, Brent Otley, vegans, right? Had a barbecue in December. Invited them around. I smoked a fucking not chicken roast. Whatever the fuck vegan chicken roast. I smoked the fuck out of that. It was delicious. I even had some. I was like, that's pretty fucking good. So yeah, check out my Instagram. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, and then sometimes there's pictures of my dog on there. He's fucking cool. His name's Bozo, Bull Terrier, land shark. Fuck yeah. You don't like land sharks? Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Come back next week for a new episode.